Now, going to Opaloosid is all fine and good, but there's a little flaw in that plan, and it's that it's a journey and a half away from here. We're going to have to go from Lentimas Town through Reversal Mountain to get to Undella Town, then go through one of the longest routes in the game to reach Lacunosa Town, and then after that it's the Village Bridge, and then we reach Opaloosid City. So yeah, we're going to be going through the quasi-entirety of the post-game routes in the first game just to reach Drayden. So yeah, at least it has the advantages of its flaws, namely the fact that we're going to be gaining a lot of levels through that journey, which is going to be a good idea if we're going to take on Drayden in a battle, who's still pretty tough if you're not prepared. So anyway, you want to talk to this NPC if you want to go back to Mistralton City and you don't have a fly user on you or something like that. So yeah, unfortunately, given the way Drayden is, he probably won't be talking much unless I defeat him in a battle. So we're going to have to do that first. So that extra training is going to be quite nice. By the way, Bianca said that she was heading off to Reversal Mountain to investigate the rumors of a rare Fire-type Pokémon, which is, of course, Heatran, considering that Reversal Mountain is a volcano, and I guess this is one of those Yancy tiles. Yep. I didn't even know this was there. It's like these tiles were specifically placed in specific spots that you tend to walk on a lot, because most of these I ran over by accident. Now up here we have a Firestone, quite useful if you want to use something like Flareon or Simisear. Just joking, I know Arcanine and Ninetales are in the Unova decks as well, so at least there's that. It's not a complete disaster. So, checking out what little Lentimas Town has to offer. Okay, poor girl doesn't have a town map. And, I think this guy right here, right next to this guy, is a move tutor, which is going to give me some moves in exchange for blue shards, I believe. Anyway, he's talking about Gravity here, which is a pretty cool move. Too bad it doesn't get all that much use, considering the accuracy boost that most moves get. I guess it really suffers from not having like a permanent inducer like Weather gets. Anyway, this guy is a move tutor who's going to charge blue shards, as I said. This guy actually teaches some pretty good moves. I won't have any use for any of them, but I'm just going to show you what moves he teaches. So we got some good stuff like Iron Tail, Aqua Tail, Zen Headbutt, Foul Play, Super Power, Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse. This is all here. If you need any of these moves, feel free to come here at any time. Now, does this backpacker have anything interesting to say? Nope. Nothing, so let's head into the Pokemon Center instead. Okay, I got no new medals for the time being. So, yes, I'm going to check out the volcano. It's the same kind of volcano as Stark Mountain. Sinnoh confirmed! But, in all seriousness, it definitely is the same kind of place, considering that Heatran likes to lurk around this place. I'm going to heal my Pokemon real quick, since, of course, I didn't get the chance between both parts of this double program. But, yeah, it's, at least it's not nearly as large and tedious to explore as Stark Mountain is. I'm sure y'all remember in my Platinum LP just how much time it took for me to explore everything. At least Buck was with me for most of that trek to give me that infinite healing, and okay, that was weird. Did I already have a spell tag by any chance? Well, not that I really care enough to look. So this guy sells the usual, and this guy sells nest balls, dusk balls, and a whole bunch of mail. Well, at least dusk balls are there, so this merchant is actually pretty useful. Especially if you're going after Heatran. Of course, you can't catch Heatran on your first time through through the place. You'll have to wait until the post game for that. But nonetheless, Bianca is interested in investigating the place, so we're going to help her do just that. So, Lentimas, the country town, la la la. Well, sort of sad not knowing anywhere else but this podunk little desolate town in the middle of nowhere. Okay, what team am I going to get? Charge Beam! I think I've already mentioned it before, but if not, here goes. It's sort of a shame that it's inferior to a Flame Charge in the fact that it doesn't have 100 accuracy, and the odds of the added effect kicking in aren't 100% either. It's just 70%, so for that reason, Charge Beam really isn't as useful as it could potentially be. So I guess, yep, that's all for Lentimas Town. So let's head over to the outside area of Reversal Mountain. Now I'm going to put Excadrill in the lead since, well, it's a volcano, so Earthquake and Rock Slide should be very useful, even though it's a Steel type. Okay, there are a few trainers as well, on top of the tall grass. Lentimas Town, one thing that I have to say about it is that the name sounds really weird. It sounds like a sort of crappy Christian holiday, like, oh, ho, 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 Merry Lentimas! So what are you giving up for Santa this year, young boy? Ho, ho, ho! Yeah, Santa Claus is an asshole. Anyway, while I'm fighting these trainers, I was talking about potential type retcons in the last video, and one thing that I want to come back to now that the type chart has been confirmed is the prospect of Chansey and Blissey getting a retcon to normal Fairy. I think we were all excited to see Chansey and Blissey potentially get some other weaknesses aside from fighting, but here's the problem. It loses its weakness to fighting in exchange for weaknesses to poison and steel, and that is it. So, poison and steel are currently two of the worst offensive types around. So, while fighting is one of the best, so I guess it all hinges on how effective Fairy as a whole is at curbing the dominance of fighting types and also making poison and steel more worthwhile offensively. But what if it fails? Suddenly, Chansey and Blissey could turn out to be better than ever before, because now not only does it have that immunity to Ghost, but it gets an immunity to Dragon on top of a few actual resistances. That item was over there, so sorry about that. It's pretty hard to see with those trees, especially when there's not even any foliage, which is, well, it's understandable because this place is a freaking volcano, but still. Now, the entrance to Reversal Mountain is right over there, but there is an optional area that I want to go to before heading in there. It's entirely optional, though you're going to need to go through there sooner or later if you're interested in catching Cresselia in the post-game. So, of course, we're going to have to deal with a few double battles on the way since this is doubles grass. But what I was trying to get at is that as far as Chansey's potential retcon is, I'm not sure if I want it all that much anymore, because, as I said, it could turn out to be a boon to the likes of Chansey and Blissey. So, this could turn out to be a bit problematic because, well, if you look at the stats and you add the usage for both Chansey and Blissey, since you'd be a fool to use both on the same team, and Chansey is basically just a subset of Blissey as far as its purpose in the metagame is. And, well, the reason why Blissey looks so much like crap in the usage list is because of Chansey's popularity. If you put them both together, suddenly you get a Pokemon that's in the top 25. And just change those things around, give it a few resistances, that immunity to Dragon, take away the weakness to fighting, make it weak to poison and steel. Suddenly, both combined could actually get even better than that? Well, of course, it depends on whether there are certain Pokemon that are specifically able to target Blissey. As I said before, it's a bit dangerous to partake in Theoremon when we barely know anything about the new Pokemon. Anyway, at the end of this path, there is a place simply called the Strange House, with fairly gloomy lighting. Although, did I hit that minus button by mistake? It should be darker than that, but anyway. Oh, and I got yet another spell tag. Just amazing. But yeah, as you're gonna find out when you go up here, the furniture moves around, and in fact, it's not just the fact that the furniture moves around on its own. It changes position, which is the main gimmick of this place. You go in and come out, and suddenly the furniture is all in different positions. But it's the fact that if you pay close attention when you look at the furniture, it moves around a bit on its own, which is fairly creepy. And by the way, no, before you ask, there's no Rotom in this place like there was in the Haunted Mansion in Sinnoh. So there are a few trainers to fight here, who don't appear all that fazed by the fact that the furniture is moving around. But yeah, these little side rooms that contain trainers, to my knowledge, are optional. Though since there are trainers here, why not fight them? So yeah, as you can imagine, this place has a lot of wild ghost Pokemon to find here. There's Bayonet, which, by the way, is underleveled because a Shuppet evolves into Bayonet at level 37, I think. And yet, none of the wild Pokemon in here are quite at that level. So we're actually dealing with wild, underleveled Bayonets. That happens sometimes when facing trainers. Yet, outside of rustling grass, it's fairly rare to deal with that in terms of wild Pokemon that can just be found by running around and not, rustling grass shenanigans. Okay, there are no items in there, just wanted to make sure. So now, okay, the way is blocked over here, it's blocked over there as well, so I guess the only choice we have is to go up here and... Ghost! Okay, I guess it's a little bit more creepy than outright scary, especially considering the game's graphics. And besides, you can guess what I think about pop scares as horror. Pop scares aren't horror, they're just plain stupid. So I'm glad that at least Pokemon didn't go down that route, because that would just be silly. Just creating a really unsettling atmosphere works a lot better than Pop Scare. Pop Scare is for the makers of horror work that have no idea how to do proper horror and just go wild with Pop Scares. We all know how that phenomenon works, thanks to Slender, which is the least horror-like horror game ever. But I'm rambling on, so I should stop that. So what we're supposed to do is that we're supposed to go down the first staircase that we went down when we entered this place. There's a little gap, but first, since I can check out this room, I'm going to do so. And there's a full heal in there. Okay, pretty good. Free full heal, not complaining. So, heading out and back down here. There was an item that was blocked off by these chairs, but I think, yeah, the chairs have moved around since the last time we were here, and these are going to give us access to the item that is over here, which is... No, it's not a trapped item or anything like that, even though, Solosis is round, so I guess if they wanted to do that gig here, I guess they could use Solosis, even though it's not at all colored like a Pokeball the way Fungus or Voltorb are, but whatever. Level 46 Excadrill, and we're going to finish this off by collecting a Dusk Stone! So see you next time when we complete the Strange House.